And I'm using a 1/16 drill. Where's my block of wood? My block of wood under there. Now you can see the wood kind of soaked up the ink a little bit and smeared it. So that's why I'm using the one hole. And we're using these number 2 by the 3/8. I don't know why they're saying 3/8. Unless they marked it wrong, the package wrong, something. These are yeah, I guess they are 3/8 overall length. 3/8 overall length. What we'll do is we'll get our one screw on there started. Now I pre-drill because 9 times wrong screwdriver. 9 times out of 10 you're gonna split this wood screwing into it. So that's why I like to pre-drill. And then once I'm all set with pre-drilling, I'll use a little bit of thin CA. And you preferably want to do that after you painted all this or stained it, because the stain's not going to take to the glue very well. And that's good and snug right there. And we'll take this again, my block of wood under there for support. Don't bear down too much with these, because these drill bits break. We're through there, we're hitting a just extending my drill a little bit because we're hitting the framework here. I believe that's through. And then the screw out. And most good hobby shops, especially if they're dealing with RC stuff, they carry a pretty good supply of these kinds of screws and other various screw types. Now they're going to stick through your wood just a little bit. Oh, I just broke something. And you can see, we're not out of focus here, you can see how they stick through just a bit. You can shave those down later after construction. I just leave them alone. They're not going to be seen. And to show you how fragile this construction is, well, let's undo some of this stuff. You see right here, I just manhandled it too hard, and where are we? There we go. You can see the breakage. It's a quick fix, but it's just a pain in the butt to be wanting to fix it. But I gotta do it. So this is going to be extremely fragile at this point to be handling. It's going to be the same once it's covered. And let's see, we'll zoom back out. And you can see how far along we come. What I've also done is I've added some pieces here. This is where my hatch is going to go. The hatch is going to be recessed inside of here so it'll fit flush. My hatch is made out of some thin, heavy, hard poster board. Not the foam core poster board. This is regular poster board. And my pieces I'll have pieces glued to the bottom that's going to recess inside these holes. And if I can find my ball link connectors, I can start hooking up my steering and all that. But I bought 6 packages, don't know where the hell I even put them. Can't find them. Sucks getting old. Alright, now this is what I have left over for this size brass. And I want to make my rear runners. And it's a little over 5 inches. So what I've done is I traced this out onto a piece of paper, folded it over, and let's get this in the picture here. We get an idea how much I'm going to have for a runner. You can see it right there. If I can keep this closed. to see how much I have for a runner, and then just eyeballing, make a little round, and I can shape that on my benchtop sander, or you can use the little Dremel cutting tool. Kind of straight. You want to go in straight lines with the cutting tool. You don't want to try cutting around a curve like that. You're going to shatter that wheel. So you're better off going a straight cut, another straight cut, just kind of shaving pieces off enough to where you can maybe use the edge of that to shape it up, or just if you have a bench sander like I do, just put it on the sander and shape it round. Alright, here you can see I have it marked. I took the straight side, put that into the middle. That's where I'll cut, and then I will shave off these corner pieces for the rear runner. Okay, now you can see I just did one cut on an angle, and it helps to have these wide lineman's type pliers to hold this, because this does get hot as you're cutting it. And I'm leaving it long like this because now when I go to my bench sander there, I got something to hang on to, and once I get this shaped, then I'll cut the center line and I'll have two rear runners. Okay, there's the finished product with the front of the runner. I still haven't cut it in half yet. And what I also do, I'll take the little cutting wheel and just very lightly, same thing when I'm sanding this on the bench mount sander there. Where are we? And I'll just lightly, you don't have to press hard. That sander will take this stuff down, and it's going to leave a little flashing on the side from sanding, so what I do is lightly take this little wheel and just shave off that flashing, or you can use a file, sandpaper. Me, I like power tools. Now we'll just go ahead and we'll cut that center, and you notice I rounded off the tip a little bit, and I also did the same thing on the runner mounts. Just round off the corners, makes a little nicer, cleaner appearance. Don't have to do that where it's going to be soldered, because it's going to be on the back side of the runner and you're not going to see it. Now, I just kind of eyeballed this. You can measure if you want, but I kind of eyeballed it. Got that line about in the center of this mounting. And I measured down about 1/4 of an inch on the runner. And I also have a center line. I went 1 inch from the rear to this line. Now, that's a little off center like that. You can center it up. You can, I don't know, it's up to you, I guess. But I kind of eyeball that up on the center, mark my edges, square it up using my little square. And when I'm ready to solder, I'll prop that up. See if we can do this. I'll prop that up and line that up with those lines, and that's where I'll solder. But this runner will be facing the outside, and you want to remember that. Gives it a cleaner looking appearance. It looks kind of ratty having it like that. So you want a cleaner looking appearance. Put the runner on the outside of each mount. And that's all it takes to make that. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention, once I have these drilled, before I paint or varnish, stain these runner mounts, I'll put a little thin CA glue in those holes. That stiffens up the wood, makes it a little tighter. And don't put the screws in it right away. You'll glue them screws right into that wood. So before all that gets done, put a little CA glue in there, maybe even just a little bit of epoxy, and then re-drill slightly. I don't know. It's all personal preference, I guess. I like using the thin CA glue, and it just makes the threads, once they've been cut by these screws, a lot tougher, tighter. And to keep these from backing out or coming loose, I use a little bit of clear silicone sealer. Just a little bit, keeps them things snug and tight. I don't know, maybe vibration might back them out. I don't know, pounding, wear and tear could loosen them up, but that helps.